Hey everybody, Matt here. Going to be doing a quick overview here on this rifle. Some of you may already know what this is just by looking at it. This is the Mossberg 4x4 in 30-06. I'm going to try to get this through as quick as possible, so let me go ahead and get the specs out of the way. It's a 42-inch long. It's got a 24-inch barrel. Weight right at about 6.6 or 6.7 pounds, I think, is the specs on it. A little over 6.5 either way. Now, you can get this gun in several different calibers. I think you got 30-06, 25-06. I know you've got 300 Win Mag and 338 Win Mag, 7mm Magnum, and I think 270 Winchester. Okay. Comes with a 5-round detachable box magazine. I'm not sure what the round count is on the other calibers, but on 30-06 it's a 5-round. This particular gun you can get, as far as its looks, you can get it a few different ways. As far as the metal on it, you can get 2 different variations. You can get blue, or you can get what Mossberg calls their marine coat. Now, if anybody's familiar with their shotguns, you probably know what their marine coat is. Also, anybody that's familiar with Mossberg probably realizes that their bluing is not the most durable. Looks pretty, but I kind of equate it to Taurus's bluing. Looks good, but not very durable. If you're thinking about getting a Mossberg, whatever it is, if you can get a marine coat, especially for something you're going to be taking outdoors and using quite a bit, get the marine coat. It's going to last you a lot longer. As far as the stocks goes, you can get them 3 ways. They've got walnut stocks, laminated stocks, and this one. This is the synthetic stock, and probably the one that when somebody thinks of a Mossberg 4x4 is probably the one that springs to mind the quickest, just because it's got a fairly unique design with its skeletonized stock here. Comes with a cheek piece molded right into the skeletonized stock, and it actually has an honest to goodness recoil pad that works. This thing is not just a piece of rubber. It's got some spring in it, and it works really well. I really can't describe it very well or show you what I'm talking about on the video, but it works very well. As far as the controls on it, I mean, it's a standard bolt action rifle, nothing special about it. Your safety is going to be right here. Pull it back and it's on safe. Push it forward, it's off safe. Let go of the trigger. It's got about a 3-pound trigger pull. Nice, crisp trigger. As far as your disassembly, and see if I can show it to you here, if you can see it, on the opposite side from where the safety is, right there behind the bolt, you've got a little lever there that you basically pull back, just like you would the safety, putting the safety on in safe. You pull it back, okay, slide the bolt right out. Bolt goes right back in. It's basically how you disassemble it to clean it. Obviously, most of you know bolt action rifles are pretty simple to take apart, put back together. As far as sights, things like that, 4x4s come with no iron sights whatsoever. They come drilled and tapped with scope mounts already on them. Now, one thing I would recommend anybody who's thinking about getting one, get yourself a set of rings for your scope that sit up a little higher, because of the fact that, and this is the mistake I made, and I don't know if you can see this. Now, if you look, the bolt itself does not actually come into contact with my scope, but guaranteed damn near every time my hand hits that scope when I pull that bolt up. Now, I know on a lot of guns it does that. It's just much more obvious on this one. The scope is a lot closer to the bolt on this one compared to other rifles that I've either owned or used. It kind of annoys me. Not really going to affect your accuracy as long as you got your scope tightened up pretty good so that it's not going to move, but it's just it's annoying. Um, as far as like, to give you a little backstory on this, because I wanted to explain this, because a lot of people, when they think of Mossberg rifles, they think of the Mossberg ATR, and this is not an ATR. To give you a little backstory, basically, I think in '03 or '04, there was a company called Raptor Arms that was essentially making these rifles for 200, 250 bucks. They were closing their doors and going out of business. Mossberg came in, and I don't know if they bought the company or they bought the rights to their guns, to manufacture their guns, or what the deal was. But essentially, they took Raptor Arms gun, slapped the name Mossberg ATR on it, and started charging anywhere from 350 to 450 bucks for their rifle. Okay? So basically, they took a $200, $250 gun and started charging, depending on where you bought it, anywhere from $100 to, $200 more for it. So a lot of people have had a bad taste in their mouth with Mossberg because of the ATR. Let me explain. The ATR was a good rifle for what it was. It was a $200, $250 beginner's gun. Okay, it was a starter rifle. It was something you bought when you were first getting into hunting or shooting or whatever. For that purpose, in its price range, in its price bracket, it was a decent gun. It was not a decent gun when put up against many of the other rifles out there that were running in the $350 to $450 price range. When you took that same gun and all you did to change it was slap the name Mossberg ATR on it, it didn't compare. And that's where a lot of animosity towards Mossberg comes in. So let me make this clear. This is not an ATR. This is a much better gun than an ATR. Fit, finish, quality, accuracy, everything on this gun is better than on the ATR. Okay? This gun also sells in the $350 to $450 price range. Difference is between it and the ATR, this gun is actually worth that. Okay? Now, will I tell you this is the best gun you can get for that price range? No. Okay? There are other guns out there, and you can always find a deal on a good used rifle. I'm not going to say that. I'll never say this is the best deal you can get for this price, because you never know what you're going to find, and there's always companies out there making some high quality stuff. But for that price range, this is a very good option. Okay, this is something that you won't regret. Regret. So I suggest, especially if you've been soured by an ATR, I recommend you try one out to see, just to see the difference, because I guarantee you, if you didn't like the ATR and you already hate Mossberg for it, and you pick one of these up, even if you don't want to admit it, you're gonna like this gun a lot better than the ATR, because it really is a better gun. There's just about nothing on it that isn't better quality than the ATR was. I say was, they still make them. So, like I said, $350, $450 price range, it's a good value. Is it the best value for your money? Probably not. I'm sure there's another gun out there that's a little bit better for the same price. Yeah, if you can find one, pick one up. But give it a try. I think you'll like it. I certainly did. I've had no complaints. I've actually talked to several people who have owned these locally and on like forums and things like that. And other than people who have already had a bad taste in their mouth from Mossberg's other rifles, I haven't found anybody who hasn't liked this rifle. Some people have just been ecstatic over it. Me, personally, I think it's a good, solid, quality rifle for the price. Okay? So that's about it. I'm going to get out of here. If you got any questions, comments, bitches, anything, leave me a comment, send me a PM, send me a message, make a video, whatever you want to do. More than happy to answer anything anybody's got to say. So that's it. I'm going to get out of here before I run out of time. Thanks for watching. I'll have some more vids up soon.